so hyped for this episode. Do you want to know why?
Yeah. No.
Because Grace has been drinking soda and she's so burpy right now. And so if you're lucky, you might get a little something something.
I'm so nervous. I'm actually scared about what's going to happen here, but it's going to be good. No matter what. This is going to be like an advertisement for LaCroix.
Who messes,
Me burping in
who
this.
messes with like sparkling water though?
Me.
Like, we know you do, but I'm talking about like listeners, you know what I'm saying?
I know you're
Who
talking about
messes with
them,
those?
but I was just
Leave a
saying
comment. Leave a comment somewhere.
me. Welcome to This Is Kingdom. This is Grace.
This is Talon.
This is TJ. But wait, I want to say like leave a comment if you about that sparkling water life. Like
Can
leave
we
a comment.
Start over? Can we start over?
Why are you guys laughing?
We have to start over. We have to start over. Can we? Yes.
Man, what was so funny?
What are you?
I just wasn't in the mindset. I have to have a redo.
Because I talked about you burpy?
Yeah, and it threw me off. I didn't think that's where you were going with it. So let's
Yeah,
have
that's
her start.
embarrassing for her. Don't do that.
You can, but now I'm prepared for it. So I'll have something like not. I didn't have any like. It felt like a moment that I needed to like have something witty to say, and I didn't. And
That's the worst.
and that was like.
Well, Grace, you don't very often get second chances in life, but right now's your time. All right, we ready?
I always get second chances.
Y'all,
in life.
I am so hyped for this episode right now, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
Okay? Because Grace has been drinking some soda, and y'all, she is so burpy right now, and so you might just get a little special something, something.
I hate burps, just so you know. And I just burped. I just burped in front of everyone that's watching this right now.
And my wife thought it was me.
Yeah, and everyone thought it was TJ. I should have let them believe that. Then that would have been less embarrassing for me.
Not like a caveman.
So here goes nothing.
With that, y'all, welcome to This is Kingdom.
This is Grace.
This is Talon.
This is TJ.
This week, we are talking about the talk, Abide in Me and I in You, Therefore Walk With Me by Elder David A. Bednar.
That is a nice long
Mm-hmm.
title.
You did
Sheesh.
great on
Thank
that,
you.
Grace. I'm proud of you. You read that so nice.
And I didn't burp.
Yeah, okay. All right, y'all. Listen, this is what I've been thinking about. I've been thinking about all the best things in my life, okay? Should I name them all? No, I'm not gonna. I was like thinking in my brain, should I name them all?
Where do I fall
Well,
on
you
the
looked at me
list?
first.
Top
Where
five?
do I fall on the actually I'll put you guys on the list for sure. I'm thinking like though like my favorite experiences. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Like I'm thinking of like football, I'm thinking of like my mission, I'm thinking of certain jobs. Like obviously I'm thinking of Dre and like I'm thinking of you guys, you know, like just the experiences we've had together. This is the thing. In every single one of those, like my favorite things, I have had at least one point that I wanted to quit. And probably 2 or 3 or maybe more moments in every single one of those, whether it's football that I wanted to quit, whether it's my mission that I was like, I'm going home tomorrow, whether it's us doing this and I'm like, this is stupid. Is it even doing anything? You know what I mean? I had those moments.
Me too.
You did too. You know you did.
Me
TJ,
too.
I bet you did too. At least TJ actually has been the most optimistic always about it.
That's true.
But like even dating Dre, there was like a time that I'm like, oh, is this right? And I got like all flustered. I'm like, I don't know. Like in all the best things in my life, I've had a moment that I wanted to quit. And this is what I've realized more and more. And it's that the most meaningful things in life come through commitment. And the reason I'm thinking about this, Elder Bednar's throwing down, and he's talking about the word abide. And he's talking about how we need to abide with Jesus. And I love the definition that he gave of the word abide. This is what he said. He said the word abide means remaining fixed or stable and enduring without yielding. And he talks about how we need to abide with Christ in the good or bad. And I just realized like it doesn't matter what the thing is in your life. If you want to find meaning in it, there will be good and bad moments. Like there will be moments that you want to quit. There will be moments that it's hard. There will be moments that like you don't want to stick with it like anymore, you know? And I feel like the same thing happens following Jesus. That there are moments that it's like, this is hard. Or it's like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Or it's like, I don't know if I understand this. And that's why like this word has just been in my mind, like abide, like stick with, like stand by, like keep going in the good and the bad.
So I am obsessed with this author. His name is Bob Goff. He's like a Christian.
Did you know I called him?
I called him. That's what I'm talking about.
Wait, it's the best thing because you're talking about when you called him?
Yes.
Guys, he puts his phone number in his books and he says, call me up if you want to chat.
It's like his cell phone.
He's like this big author.
Like New York Times best-selling author. Like his book sells like millions of copies.
I feel left out because I didn't call him.
TJ, we'll give you his number.
after
He
this.
answers, he says, "This is Bob," and you're like, "Goff?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's the greatest thing."
It really is. And
Wait,
he was
please
like,
tell us about your conversation.
no, because he was like legit like one of my biggest heroes. Like I like read his book more than I've read any other like book ever.
Love
like,
Does?
Yeah. Yes.
Everyone needs to read that book.
It's so good. But then I was like kind of going through, I don't remember. I actually don't know why I called him. I actually think I was just kind of like, no way.
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
didn't think it was real.
Yeah,
That's what
I
I
was
thought.
like, no.
And then when he answered, I got so flustered that it
Same.
was him that I didn't know what to say. And so I
Same.
was like, "Thanks for your book, bye." And then I
Oh,
hung up.
tell him. Okay, I did not
Did you do
that.
better?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
good.
So he like answered, and then I was like, okay. I was like, if you were gonna like say like what like makes up actual true love, like what do you need for love to be like actually true, like divine love? And he like didn't even hesitate. He's like, oh, commitment and sacrifice. He's like, that's what you
Yes,
need. If you like
Bob.
actually want love, commitment, and sacrifice. And all I could think when you said that is like, that's what it looks like to abide in him is commitment. But also that what it is like what it looks like to love him. Like that's what he's asking you to do. And he already proved that he loves you like that. He says, oh wait, I already am committed. Like let me prove to you through a covenant relationship that I am in on this. Like I will abide with you forever. Like I'm in. And let me, like I will sacrifice anything for you, even my own son. But I can't stop but thinking like, oh, why would you not want to abide with someone that loves you like that? You know? That is just like, that is like actually
can
what
I be
abiding
honest
is.
with
Yeah.
you? I can actually think of a lot of reasons because
Yeah, true.
sometimes when you're like abiding with someone or you're like committed to someone, like there are times that it's hard. And there's times that you're not feeling it. Like, I don't think anyone in their right mind is like going through two-a-days, like in football, thinking, man, I love every second of this, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's anyone in their right mind that's like out on the beginning of the mission, like when they're away from everything that they used to have, thinking, I love every second, like in every one of those things. And I think in a relationship too, and in a relationship with Christ, there are moments that it's like, I'm not feeling this. And I actually think that is like when we say, you know, this is why I wouldn't abide. This is why, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I just can't help but think though, like, I don't want to abide with someone that's not going to do the same back. You know? Like that is the worst thing in the entire world. Like when you are on a sports team and you have gone to every single practice and then this kid shows up, like you've been to every single open gym before tryouts and then this kid shows up at tryouts and they make it and you're like, you're not even committed. Like, I don't want to do this with you because like you don't care about this. You like actually aren't invested. And I think that that's why to me, I'm like, yeah, if it's hard and it like is going to be terrible and like there are 1,000 reasons to quit, I actually still want to abide with you because you have proven that you will show up for me. Like you've already decided you're going to abide with me. So that makes it so much easier to want to stay.
I love that. Yeah, I've been, as you guys are talking, I was thinking about this experience this past week with one of my teachers, one of the people I teach with was teaching the prodigal son, but was like hitting it from an angle that I had never even thought of because he focused so much on the elder brother. He was talking about the younger brother because the older brother and the younger brother, they're both going through something that kind of keeps them from abiding, right? The younger brother is like not really abiding with the father because it was like too hard in the beginning, right? And so he's like, I'm not about it, too hard. And I think we feel that way in the gospel sometimes. It's really hard to keep these commandments. So I'm gonna just back off. And then on the flip side, you got the elder brother who is living the gospel, like checking all the boxes, but he's not truly abiding with the father because he's being like judgmental. You know what I mean? And like kind of judging people, being kind of like a Pharisee, just checking the boxes, not really having your heart in it. So he's like still in there, but he's not like still truly abiding. And as I was like looking at this lesson and thinking about it, the thing that like hit me the most was one, the Father is amazing. Like Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ are amazing because they can help us out whether we're feeling like the younger brother or the older brother. And the next thing is our relationship with Christ, like, and living the gospel, we got to be in it for the long term. You know what I mean? Like it's a long game. Like we can't, like I feel like, because if we look at it too short term, we want to just have too much, we just want to have fun and not keep the commandments, or we'll just want to keep commandments to like get blessings, you know what I'm saying? Instead of like building a relationship. But that's what's hit me listening to you guys is thinking of the story like, man, abiding with Jesus, that's a long game. Like we got to have long-term mindset.
because truth be told, like, I wish that this weren't true, but I am the son in that prodigal son story that runs away all the time, probably every day. Like, there's a moment every single day when I run away that I'm like, this is too hard. I don't want it anymore. Like, I'm done. Like, I actually don't care about abiding in this. Like, not a big deal to me. Like, I don't, like, I'm out. Like, get me out. Get me something easier. I love to quit. I'm sorry, Talon. That's your biggest. I love to quit. I love it. I love to quit.
It's easier.
Yeah, it's so much easier. And this is the thing, is that you're right. Like, sometimes in your relationship with God, you're like, I actually do want to quit. And that's the thing, is that, like, maybe it is so much less about us quitting and so much more about the person we're abiding with. Because that's the thing in that story, is that he did quit and he tried it and he, like, ran away. But, like, that dad ran to him. Like, that dad was never, ever, ever going to stop wanting that boy to abide in his house. He said, oh no, like, if you're on your way back, like, I'm already through the gate to see you. And that's why in the end, every single time I come back, is because I'm like, yeah, I love to quit. And I am super good at being the prodigal son. Like, I live for that role every single day. But every single night, I'm like, oh, I don't want to forget the dad that I'm coming home to. You know?
Yeah, the dad that's just, like, waiting.
Yeah.
Just waiting and just wanting you.
100% committed.
The whole time.
He is an expert at abiding.
Yeah, I guess what I want to say with this is, like, wanting to quit is, like, not like an abnormal thing. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think sometimes I feel that I'm like, oh, is that because this isn't good? Or is that because, like, I'm too weak? You know what I mean? I just feel like every one of us, like, we have those moments that it's like, oh man, like, I kind of want to quit. That's normal. But I really do think, kind of how Bob said, it's like the truest way to show love is to say, I'm with you when I'm not feeling it. I'm with you when maybe it's not the easiest thing. And that's, like, something, like, I've talked to Dre a lot about that, of, like, I think love is, like, there's a book, it's called Love is a Choice. It's one of my favorite books. It's like, I'm going to choose to love you regardless of what I'm feeling. And I think that's what abiding is, acknowledging there will be times when you're not feeling it, but I'm still going to stick with you.
I love that. And I'm just thinking, as you're talking, telling the gospel, just real life application, like, I'm going to keep reading. I'm going to keep praying. I'm going to keep getting the temple, even if I'm not feeling it, because he's worth it, right? Okay. Singing time. Abide with me, 'tis eventide. The day is past and gone. The shadows of the evening fall. The night is coming on. Within my heart, a welcome guest. Within my home abide. Oh, Savior, stay this night with me. Behold, 'tis eventide. Oh, Savior, stay this night with me. Behold, 'tis eventide.
See you next week.